So a few weeks ago, I was invited to be a speaker on stage at Seamless Dubai. And since I'm an Amazon ads educator in the Middle East, I was there to speak about advertising on Amazon. I met so many of you. Thank you so much for coming to the Amazon ads booth just to meet me and to talk about all the things related to your Amazon account. But I know a lot of you weren't able to attend, so I thought, let's do the presentation and let me explain to you a little bit more about the advantage of advertising on Amazon, specifically in the Middle East market. So let's get started. If you just recently stumbled upon this channel, hi, my name is Crystal and I'm the founder of Amazon Sellers Society and Sellers Society. We are a certified Amazon service provider and we proudly support sellers on Amazon in the MENA region, specifically Amazon UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, as well as Turkey. We've been supporting sellers since 2019, thousands of sellers on board onto Amazon in these marketplaces. One very important component of succeeding on Amazon is advertising, but advertising isn't just a one-step process. There's a lot of things for you to understand, but let's talk about the advantages and a few details that you need to know if you want to launch your products or if you're currently advertising but not getting good results. The Amazon ads advantage. There's a nice saying, you don't have a sales problem, you have a visibility problem. So the number one tip if you want to improve your sales on Amazon is you need to advertise, because advertising increases your visibility on Amazon, and your visibility, meaning the more people see your products, the more likely you're gonna get sales. It's important to remember that Amazon is a product research platform, meaning the majority, I believe more than 70% according to the data of customers that log in to Amazon as customers, the first thing that they do is they search for products, which is very, very interesting because it means that customers are looking for your products and your solutions rather than the other way around. Now, when they do so, you as a seller need to be top of search, meaning you need to show up on the top of that keyword that customers are using. The reason is attention span these days is certainly very short, and most people are not looking to stay for a very long time on Amazon. So you need to show up. If you think about it, if 100 people log into Amazon every day, just 100 people, and they search for, they utilize a keyword that is ranked for your product or is indexed rather for your product. You want all of those 100 people to see your product in the search results. The less people see you, the less customers you might potentially have. This is called top of funnel. So this is the top of funnel. With that being said, why are Amazon ads a must? First and foremost, your product will appear where customers are searching, which is a very unique feature to Amazon. Your products will only show up for the keywords that are relevant. You're not going to show up for random keywords, thus you're not going to have spend that makes no sense. And this is the fast track way for you to be on page one. And of course, we all want to be number one. And being on page one, like I said before, helps you in getting that visibility. And also, we want to not always rely on ads as much as we do when we launch our products. So ranking is very important. But for you to rank, you need to get sales. If you get sales, whether that is from an ad or organically, that is going to improve your ranking overall. What is the difference between advertising on Amazon versus advertising on Google and Meta? The reason why I wanted to use this example is because all of these platforms operate on a similar basis, which is PPC, pay per click basis. However, it's very different, specifically if you're an Amazon seller. First of all, the intent to purchase from a customer that logs into Amazon is quite high because, like I said, they're searching for your product. Customers that are on Google are still searching, but they don't really know because they might be just browsing. And customers on Facebook or Instagram on Meta, they're not even searching for you. The ad is served to them and they're just, looking at content in general. Placement, where does the ad show up on Amazon? Well, it shows up in the search results page as well as in product pages. Whereas if you are an Amazon seller and you're advertising on Google, your ad is going to show up on Google, Meta, or Instagram or Facebook. Targeting in Amazon ads, it's quite simple. You don't need to figure out the customer's interests, their demographics, what their age is, anything like that. You just target keywords as well as products, making it very easy and very broad at the same time. No matter what person is utilizing the keyword, the ad is going to be served to them. Because at the end of the day, if they log into Amazon, they type in the keyword, you do want to serve them the ad because they're looking for you. Versus when you're doing targeting in Google, I think it's very difficult. Maybe in Meta it's a little bit easier, but still there's a lot of testing in those other platforms. The conversion rate on Amazon is normally very high, again, because of the fact that customers are searching for you and because also customers have complete confidence in the platform itself, whereas on Google, Facebook, and Instagram, it's going to be medium to low. And you can track all of the data quite easily on Amazon versus it is quite difficult and you kind of need to be knowing what you're doing if you're advertising on Google and other platforms. Now, on Amazon, you've got 3 different types of ads that you can do as a seller. The first one, known as sponsored products, is a type of ad that every single seller can create. The other 2, sponsored brands and sponsored displays, are only open to sellers that are brand registered, who have a trademark and they registered that trademark. Where do these ads show up? In the search results page, you will find sponsored brand being on the top. It looks like a complete, it's an ad for your complete store. Sponsored product ads, by the way, are the best type of ads in terms of conversion because they are the type of ads that show up as if they are an ordinary listing. The only difference would be that the word sponsored is next to them, but that's not bothering or annoying anyone. Sponsored display ads show up as banner ads on the side. Again, remember, they're only open, as well as video ads, they're only open to brand registered sellers. Sponsored product ads also show up in the product pages of your competitors. You can also, if you have multiple SKUs, you can also target your own SKUs so that you can make sure nobody else targets you. We call that a brand defense ad. Now, in the targeting of ads, you have 2 different targeting. You've got a manual targeting as well as an automatic targeting. Automatic targeting ads is what we recommend that every seller gets started with, and you don't stop that type of ad because we call it a discovery ad. Basically, what an automatic campaign does, it starts advertising under the keywords that you have in your listing, but it constantly searches for more keywords and products on an automatic basis so that you can always be finding new targets. Whereas the manual targeting, you already know, if you look at the second square, for the manual targeting, you manually target either keywords or products, but you are the one who defines those. So if you are a little bit more advanced in terms of ads, or you're very sure, or after running an automatic campaign, you've got the data, that's when you would create a manual targeting campaign. Now, what you're doing in Amazon ads is you are bidding. You are bidding against other sellers. What exactly are you bidding for? You're bidding for the placement. Technically speaking, the higher your bid, the higher your placement, and your product is going to show up more to customers because you are outbidding your competitors. The question that I get a lot from sellers is, what is the bid? Well, you will know what is the potential or suggested bid by Amazon when you create your ad. When you are in Campaign Manager and you create your ad and you select the products that you want to advertise for, then Amazon will let you know what would be potentially the suggested bid. There are multiple bidding strategies. We've got dynamic bids down only, dynamic bids up and down, and fixed bids. Dynamic bids down only basically means that you have a maximum bid and Amazon will reduce it down for you. Up and down means Amazon will potentially increase it by 100% or decrease it. And fixed bids means it will be fixed no matter what. They are listed from least aggressive to most aggressive. So normally, if you are a beginner seller, it's much better for you to control your budget and to keep dynamic bids down only. However, you can increase your bids by adding additional placement. So if you want to ensure your product is top of search for the first page, you can say, okay, I bid 2 dirhams as an example, but I'm willing to increase my bid by around 30, 40, 50%, whatever the case may be. It can go all the way up to 900%. if you want to ensure that your products are top of search. One thing that sellers don't know is that advertising actually boosts your organic rank. The better the ad performs, the more conversions you get, the better your organic rank is. Why? Because your ranking on Amazon is based on sales. So if an ad is performing well, which means it's getting you sales, whether it's coming from an ad or organically, that's a sale, and that will affect your organic rank. Of course, as a seller, when you are new, you have absolutely zero sales, you have to advertise, and that advertising will start generating you those sales so that you can start getting organically ranked. Once you get to a level where you're organically ranked, you don't stop all of your ads, you just shift and change your strategy. This was the condensed version of my presentation on stage. The presentation was almost 40 minutes, but I gave you the most important key highlights. As always, if you need our help and support, we'd be honored to stand with you and support you in growing your business. Make sure that you reach out to the team on our website, www.assmiddleeast.org, book a call, and find out a little bit more about our services. I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.